What's going on? What's going on? The rabbit hole goes deep, and I am about to wake up a lot of silly, rabbit ass, men that are out here. They have taken the red pill, but they still don't understand why women are ghosted. One of my friends called me today. Said he met a female. She was in Walmart. He was dressed real nice. They exchanged a number. I guess they flirted with each other. He got the number, and he said during text that I want to, get a little bit more acquainted with you. And the girl never responded. And he called me and asked me, man, what happened in that situation? I told him what most guys don't realize, and this is going to help you out on your journey as far as going your own way and focusing on your business. You have to understand that there are invisible simps out there. Yes, I said it, the invisible simps. What are invisible simps? Invisible simps are guys that you don't see, but they're always there and they're always in a picture. You have to understand that. If you date or you meet any girl, you got to understand, stop cold approaching. And this is what I was telling the guy earlier, because when you cold approach, it puts you in the same category as every other guy that goes up to her and say, hey, baby girl, can I get your number? And this is what I call the friend zone, aka the simp zone, aka the one day you hope to get out of purgatory and you get to sniff the pussy zone. Okay, cool. Most guys have to understand, when a woman car break down, she has the invisible simps to come rescue her. You don't see these guys, but if she catch a flat tire, she knows who to call. If she needs her light bill paid, the invisible simps are there. So while you're shooting 2 to 3 text messages and you're not getting no response, she has a problem. She needs to get fixed, and the invisible simps will come and fix that problem for her. If she needs to go shopping, or she needs to go traveling, she needs to go on a cruise, she has the invisible simps that will take her on a cruise, and she has the invisible simps. Not only will they not come on a trip, but they will pay for her and her girlfriend to go to the Bahamas and have a good time, just so he can get a stamp of validation. See, guys, what you have to understand is, you're not the only one. And I hate to say it, but I convince men to go their own way. I don't really like to say this, but I'm gonna have to speak the truth. These women, and I'm gonna be modest instead of saying these hoes, but these women in this generation, in this Western society, are for everybody. You're not the only one. You're not the only one with swag. You're not the only one with Gucci cologne. You're not the only one with a 10-inch dick. You're not the only one. And when you understand that you're not the only one, you could really come into dealing with a female at a much positive state of mind, because you understand you're not the only one. Most of these females have been ran through way before you even ask for the number, way before you even cold approach. And you got to understand, most of these females, they are hustling. They know who to call for what situation and what resource they could get out of a guy in case a problem happens. So you got to understand. That's why I always say in all my videos, you got to pay to play. Now, for all you guys out there that's sending women 2 to 3 text messages and you're not getting no text message back, I bet you if you say, hey, baby girl, you want to go to lunch? Hey, baby girl, you want to go to dinner? Hey, baby girl, you want to get your feet and nails done? I bet you she will respond to your text messages ASAP. And this is why I'm telling men to go their own way, because the dating game is so corrupt. It's like, who's the highest bidder, And whenever a female has a problem, it's like the show, The Price is Right. You have contestants running down, just to answer whatever she needs at that particular moment. Guys, go your own way. And if you do want to date, and if you do still want to do your own thing, let females approach you. Let women approach you. Enough of this cold approach nonsense, because you have to understand, women are they're viewing men as, it's hashtags out there that said men are trash. Women are just using men as resources. And this is why I'm on this red pill movement. This is why I'm talking this MGTOW talk, because at the end of the day, 2018, men need to realize that these women are acting like men these days. Some of them want to be men. So with that being said, you have to understand, if a woman does not respond to your text message, if a woman flakes on you, or if a woman ghosts on you, you have to understand most women live in the moment. Most women are emotional creatures. You might meet a girl. Not forget that. I'll tell you a story about me. It's even better, when the messengers speak up. I'll tell you a story about me. It was this girl I met. I'm talking about beautiful, gorgeous. Everything was going great. Everything was going good. Long story short, she was like, she wanted to hang out. Well, I was like, well, I really can't because I have jet lag, and I need about a day to rest. Okay, cool. At the end of the day, it's not about her. It's about me. So, in that time, in a day span, from a great conversation to everything going good, everything looking promising, this girl looking like, yeah, it's about to go down. She disappears. She goes. She flakes. See, what happened is, from that time, another guy probably made her emotions go out the roof to another planet, and that's how the game goes, guys. Women live in the moment. It's all about who's giving her that emotional high at that particular moment. And like I said, as women age and as women get older, most women need security. Especially and the guy that told me the story, it was a single mother with 3 kids. And he wants to get to know her. Now, this is one of the guys, that I have actually in my training. This is one of the guys I actually mentor because he's younger than me. But you got to understand, what do you need to talk to a single mother about in the first place? How well do you need to get acquainted with her? And like I said, I don't bash single mothers. But one thing you got to understand, guys, is if it's about the nut, let it be about the nut. Stop thinking with your dicks. Stop thinking with your little head. Start thinking with your big head. And if you thinking with your little head, stop talking. Because if you thinking with your little head and you just want to fuck, go out there and fuck. But understand, having sex is not a reward. Having sex is not a part of your legacy. Having sex is not really productive. Having sex is just pleasure. Guys, we have to understand, most of these women do look hot, but sex is not a new experience to us. We already been there, done that, and got the t-shirt to prove it, damn it. Right now in life, these hoes will continue to be hoes, but let the blue pillars and let the manginas and let the simps take care of that problem. And you need to understand, invisible simps are all around. A woman can get resources at the drop of a dime. All she has to do is make a couple phone calls and money will be Cash App, money will be Western Union, money will be PayPal. Most of you guys out here, you have nobody in your corner. You have no resources. If anything happens to you, you have nobody. Wake up. Focus on your life. Now, I know the road to success, I know the road is not hard. There's some days I wake up and I'm like, man, what am I waking up to, sometimes? Because it's like, problems happen. Things happen. It's a part of life. Last year, 2017, my mother lived in close to Puerto Rico and she lost her house. Imagine getting a text message and you find out that your mother lost her house. Things happen. Life is not peaches and cream. Life is not perfect. But no matter what happens, you got to understand, as a man, you got to focus on self-preservation. You got to focus on your resources. Most of these women, listen, even if they don't want your dick, even if they don't, no matter what the situation is, most women just will want to use you. Get that through your head. Most of these women don't like you. Get that through your head. It's not your cologne. It's not your dick. It's not your abs. It's not your muscles. It's not your money. Most women just want attention, and they will use any form and any source of attention that they can. And the invisible simps will always give it to them because the invisible simps feel good spending their money on women. The invisible simps feel like they're doing the right thing. The invisible simps, they get a pat on the back from society for taking a woman out to, Smoothie King, Baskin Robbins, Ruth Chris, Red Lobster, so on and so on. Guys, what you have to understand is you're not the only one in the picture. And I'm being modest. If a woman says she's not really talking to anybody, it's still about 50 guys in the picture behind the scenes that you don't see. So always remember the invisible simps when you approach a woman or when you're talking to a woman, and understand that there are many men out there And for all you guys out there that's still in the game and you still want to have sex and get your nut off, understand, if a woman gives you the pussy, this is probably going to make you laugh, so don't laugh. Just say, thank you, I appreciate it. And in Espanol, lo aprecio mucho. You know why? Because at the end of the day, these women have thousands of guys coming from the east, the west, the north, the south. So if she decides to spend time with you and if she decides to give you the pussy, hey man, just count your blessings and keep it moving. But at the end of the day, the way this Western society is set up, everything is in the benefit for the woman. Always remember that. It's not in her benefit to text you back right away. Like the guy was asking why she didn't text me. And you know, if you're listening to this, you know, it's not in her favor to text you. It's not in her favor to chase you. It's not in her favor to do anything for you. It's not in her favor to cook for you. It's not in her favor to serve you. It's not in her favor to do anything. It's not even in her favor, according to society, to give you the pussy. That's why most women these days, they just want male friends. They just want guys that's going to be there, guys that they could converse with, but they're not giving up the pussy. You got to understand, fellas, go your own way. Because if you realize, a lot of women, they already went their own way. They already left. They started doing their own thing. They already left and started doing what society tells them they could get away with. And they're doing their own thing. Guys, you got to understand that invisible simps are real. And not only that, but before I leave, I also need to let you know that invisible simps are dangerous. And I'm not saying this to be scared, and I'm not saying this to pump fear in your heart. But you have to understand, if a problem happens with you and a female, and she says that you attacked her or you harmed her in any way, the invisible simps are waiting. They are like the agents in the Matrix. They are waiting. So at the end of the day, she can lie on you and say you did something to her. Or if you fucked her, you was like, yeah, get out, ho, you know, and you just keep it real with her and call her out by her name, what she is. She could say you done something to her. And the invisible simps, of course it could be the law. That you don't see the guy that's coming through, you know, the Irish guy, the Italian guy, and the black guy that's coming through to lock your ass up. Yeah, they could be a part of the invisible simps. But no, I say beware, because the invisible simps could get dangerous. I'm talking about guys that want to sniff this pussy. They want to sniff this vagina. They want to be all up under her. So if they find out that you lay one hand on her, if they find out that you even talk down to her or call her hoe, you know what? These invisible simps are coming, and they are coming to your front door because she will give them your address. Fellas, we have to stop and think. Pussy, I understand. This shit is pussy, excuse my language, pussy is real. Trust me, I fight this every day just like you fight this every day. But pussy is real, and let me tell you something. A lot of this pussy out here will mess your life up. If it's not for child support, if it's not from you getting your passport, if it's not from you getting locked up like Stevie J, and I'm going to shoot a video on him soon because he's going to jail for about a couple million in child support. You got to understand, a lot of these women, you will pay some way or the other, man. You know, and this is why I say, you know what, if you can get a relationship with God, do what you can, but try to fight this sexual addiction. Try to fight this sexual urge, because when you really think about it, most guys, they just want to have sex anyway. So they're talking about, hey, baby, I want to get acquainted. Hey, baby, I want to get to know you. You don't want to get to know her. You don't care what her favorite color is. You don't care about her middle name. You don't care about her dreams. You don't care about her aspirations. You don't care about none of that. All you care about is what's in between her legs. And that is it. Just be honest. That's all you care about is what's in between her legs. Fellas, when we get real with life, watch life open up and watch life become our oyster. But be careful. The invisible simps, they will come to your front door for war, and they will come and try to kill you for a piece of used up vagina. The invisible simps are there. So always understand, when you're messing with hoes, you tend to be messing with 50, 60 other guys. Think about if you're out in the street with her, or if you just take her to a little dinner date, and some of her invisible simps see you. They're going to be like, oh, who is this guy? And they're going to try you. Please keep that in mind. Please understand that. You are not the only one. She might tell you you're the only one, but you're not the only one. You need to understand, these women have a multitude of men. They have a copious amount of men. So when you deal with a female, you need to be so highly productive that You might not text her for 2 days, and she might need to wonder like, hey, what's going on with this guy? He doesn't text like that, because you're a high value guy. You should be doing things. I understand when you think with your little head, you make stupid moves, stupid decisions, but it's time to stop thinking with the little head, and it's time to start thinking logically. And then when you start to think logically, you'll realize, unless you want to procreate, like I always say, what value does a woman have to offer you? She has nothing to offer you, And this is why I want to get a lot of men delivered on my channel, because I need them to understand. A lot of women, they are users, and this is why at the end game the simp will always be like the boss of a video game. He'll be like Joker and Batman. He'll be like Dr. Robotnik and Sonic. He'll be the ultimate boss in every video game or every movie. You know why? Because after she is tired of hoeing and riding the cock carousel, she still needs somebody to come and take care of her. And you know what? That simp will always be there, just like he'll be there if she say you put hands on her or you talked about her. That simp will be there at your front door with an AK-47 and an AR-15 and a knife and probably a hand grenade just to take you out. This stuff is serious stuff, fellas. A lot of these women, they have learned how to manipulate men and to make men turn against other men. Whether it be through politics, whether it's through the court system, whether it's through cops. Women, they're playing the game and they're aware. Fellas, it's time for us to get aware and understand the type of female nature, the type of beast that we're dealing with. And don't worry if a female don't respond to your text. That should be the last thing in your life that you're worried about. Because at the end of the day, let the truth be told, the only way you're going to really live life and sleep better at night is when you know the truth. She's not texting you because she's sucking dick. She's not texting you because she's getting her back blown out. She's not texting you because she's on a dinner date, eating the juiciest shrimps, the juiciest steak, drinking the finest wine, and posting pictures for Instagram. Forget your feelings. Forget how you feel. Forget your text message. She doesn't care about that. She cares about herself. This is all she cares about. This is all she'll ever care about. A woman is a selfish creature. Get that through your head, fellas. Get that through your minds. So even if you want that pussy, you're only going to get the pussy from a selfish creature if she wants to do it. If it benefits her at her time. The only way a woman are dropping what they're doing is when they feel they met the 20% in the big whales. And this is why I always talk about the 20%. Not saying that you want to get your resources up to go out and trick a woman. I'm talking about the 20%, because when a woman, whether she see her favorite rapper, her favorite ball player, her favorite actor, whether it's Idris Elba or Michael B. Jordan, whatever his name is, the guy that was on Black Panther, or it could be Brad Pitt if you're white, it could be some little Korean star that she wants and she's Korean. Let me tell you something. When a woman sees that guy, that alpha male, that 1% or that 20%, or even that 30% or 40% of guys that's outnumbering the 60, the masses, she is going to bring her femininity out. Whether it's in a form of deception and whether it's in a form of manipulation, it doesn't matter. She's going to work it. She's going to put on a show. And this is what you guys have to understand. This is why cold approaching makes no sense, because why would you cold approach when women cold approach with guys they like? Women cold approach. And it's funny because most women don't have social skills. They suck at going up to a guy and talking and putting themselves out there. And God forbid if a guy said, "I'm good," most women don't know what to do. That's why they let guys sit back and come. So with that being said, fellas, this is the end of my video. But I just want to let you know that invisible simps are real. Protect yourselves when you're out here in the field. Whether it doesn't even have to be because you're dating. You could be a monkey. You could say a statement about most women in the Western society are whores and sluts. And the invisible simps, they're there to protect all their hoes and all their, women that they're messing with. So they'll fight you just because. The invisible simps. Those are your guys that overheard what you said about a hoe at work and they went and reported it to your boss. You got to understand, beware with this red pill knowledge. Watch what you do. Like Morpheus said, if they're not one of us, they're against us. Keep that in mind. The invisible simps are real, and the invisible simps will try to fight you. They'll try to hurt you. And I'm not saying this to be scared, but at the end of the day, we're going our own way. We want peace. We're not going our own way to be still caught up in this system, this gynocentric system with, women and their feminist rights. Let the blue pillars and let the feminists deal with that. We're going our own way to better our lives, and that's what we're gonna do. Take it easy.